this cozy apartment, once my refuge, has become a battleground of doubt and unease. It all began innocently enough. A weekend alone, a chance to revel in the solitude. The nostalgia of family photographs and the comforting glow of memories surrounded me. But then came the soft tapping on the window, and Mr. Johnson, my usually amiable neighbor, stood outside with an urgency that sent chills down my spine. Is it paranoia or a genuine threat? As our conversation unfolded, his questions veered into the personal, into territories that felt intrusive and unsettling. "What are your plans for the weekend? Anyone visiting?" he inquired, his gaze piercing through the thin veneer of neighborly concern. I excused myself, retreating into the safety of my apartment, locking the door behind me. Alone and unnerved, I hesitated, torn between dismissing the encounter as a quirk of an elderly neighbor and acknowledging the gut feeling that something was amiss. Was it just concern, or something more sinister? The decision to call the police was not made lightly. As I dialed the number, uncertainty gnawed at me. What evidence did I have besides a gut feeling and an unsettling encounter? The police arrived promptly, questioning Mr. Johnson, who maintained innocence with a rehearsed smile. Did I overreact? Was it all a misunderstanding? The officers left, advising me to keep an eye out and call if anything else happened. Yet, as I stand here, the unease lingers. Did I misinterpret his actions, or was there a genuine threat lurking behind the facade of concern? What if it's nothing, and I've shattered the trust of a longtime neighbor? Or worse, what if I ignored a real danger? And so, diary, as I close these pages, I'm left grappling with the aftermath of a choice made in the haze of fear and uncertainty. The line between paranoia and vigilance blurs, leaving me to wonder if the sanctuary I sought in this apartment can ever be restored.
It's hard to put into words the fear that clutches at my heart, the uncertainty that now lingers within the walls of my once peaceful apartment. Tonight, as I sit here with a trembling pen, I can't help but recall the contents of those chilling notes, the sinister whispers that invaded my life. The first note, innocuous at first glance, bore a cryptic message that hinted at a knowledge only someone intimately familiar with my past could possess. Remember the warmth of his smile, the sting of his goodbye, it read, a reference to a long-buried pain from a past relationship. As the days unfolded, so did the twisted nature of the game. Another note, slipped under my door, contained a line from a childhood lullaby my mother used to sing. The innocence of that memory twisted into something grotesque in the context of the present situation. Your sanctuary holds secrets, and I am the keeper, declared the third note, an ominous reminder that my private refuge was no longer many alone. The final note, the one that pushed me over the edge, was a chilling proclamation. You're part of the game now. It left me trembling, seeking refuge in my neighbor's apartment, grasping for any semblance of safety. The notes were a window into the darkest corners of my life, a violation that transcended the physical realm. Each word felt like a cut, reopening wounds I had long tried to heal. Detective Miller tried to reassure me, but the weight of those words lingers, thus turning my home into a haunting puzzle with no solution in sight. Weeks turned into a ceaseless cycle of fear and paranoia. I kept glancing over my shoulder, my once beloved space now a realm of perpetual uncertainty. Detective Miller's updates were my only connection to a reality slipping away. Tonight, I write with a heavy heart and weary spirit. The game, as twisted as ever, has no end in sight. The notes, the whispers, the violation, They persist. My once secure home now feels like a cage, each corner harboring unseen eyes. Who is playing this sick game? What do they want from me? As the ink dries on these pages, I find no comfort, no solace. The resolution remains elusive, and my apartment, once a sanctuary, is now a battleground. The open-ended climax of this nightmarish tale leaves me teetering on the edge, forever unsure if the game will continue or if some semblance of peace will be restored. And so, I close this diary with a sense of foreboding, wondering if the next note, the next revelation, will plunge me deeper into this twisted abyss, or finally offer an escape from the unrelenting horror that has become my life.
Tonight, as I sit in the dim glow of my apartment, I can't escape the haunting images that have etched themselves into my mind, the twisted snapshots that turned my once cherished sanctuary into a realm of perpetual fear. As I delved into the family photo album, my fingers traced the edges of familiar faces frozen in time. Each turn of the page was a journey into the past. There, in the midst of smiling faces and frozen laughter, was a figure that didn't belong, an intruder in the sacred realm of my memories. This stranger, with features eerily mirroring mine, mimicked my every pose and expression. The family I once knew became a canvas for this unsettling aberration. The details were unnerving, the curve of the imposter's smile, the way their eyes seemed to follow mine. It was as if they had seamlessly woven themselves into the fabric of my history, a silent infiltrator, distorting the very essence of my past. Who could do such a thing? What twisted mind could violate the sanctity of family memories? The realization sent a shiver down my spine, and I could feel the boundaries of personal space crumbling. This apartment, adorned with sketches and family photographs, was no longer the haven I believed it to be. Desperation and fear led me to install security measures, attempting to reclaim some semblance of control. Detective Rodriguez, sitting across from me, took note of the sketches strewn across the table. Each drawing was an attempt to capture the haunting image, to bring clarity to the chaos. Will these sketches unveil the identity of this stalker? As Detective Rodriguez delved into the investigation, the details of the stalker's unsettling history emerged. The sketches became a form of catharsis, an outlet for the terror that now permeated my every breath. Tonight, as I gaze upon those sketches, I can't escape the feeling that the stalker is still out there, a shadow waiting to re-emerge. The images in the photo album, once cherished memories, now serve as a chilling reminder that the line between personal space and intrusion has been forever blurred. Will I ever find closure? Or is the specter of this violation destined to linger, a silent reminder that safety is but an illusion in the twisted game that has become my reality?